Peace be upon you. Welcome back to Wealth and Wisdom. Today we discuss why the adoption of Bitcoin is in fact the fight for freedom. It is a rally cry to all those that refuse to sit back and accept the fate of our fragile financial system. The very idea of freedom, it be the most important tenet underpinning the monetary revolution, to which Bitcoin is giving rise. Prior to Bitcoin, everyone had no choice but to opt into a fraud currency system. That changed when Bitcoin was released into the world in 2009. It is completely voluntary, it is controlled by no one, and it affords everyone the ability to store and transfer value in a currency that cannot be manipulated. Bitcoin may not be synonymous with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but for those that choose to rely upon it as a better path forward, it is a fundamental and inalienable right. While Bitcoin is valued for different reasons by different people, it consistently appeals to those that have identified the inherent level of freedom afforded by such a powerful tool, particularly in a world full of never-ending economic calamities. As the fragility and instability of the global financial system becomes more apparent by the day, central bankers and politicians scramble in a race to see who can provide more stimulus to an economy that is flatlining. Just step back and see things for what they are. You will realize that the central banks only have one tool in their toolbox. The lockdowns during the pandemic, followed by stimulus money printing, showed us all too well that all crises have only one response from the Fed. Call it money printing, call it quantitative easing. The result is always the siphoning of economic value away from the everyday person. If quantitative easing can be simplified down to a debasement of monetary savings, Bitcoin can be simplified down to the freedom to convert value into a form of currency that cannot be manipulated. There is no reason even a few months' complete economic shutdown should put the world on the brink of a global depression. Instead, it is the output of an inherently fragile financial system, one dependent on perpetual credit expansion necessary to sustain itself, and without which it would begin to collapse. Do not be fooled. The last round of money printing was not a pandemic-induced failure of the financial system. It was a 100% eventuality, pandemic or not. Everyone is unwittingly forced to be along for this most unnerving of rides. But for those paying attention to the real game that is being played, Bitcoin is increasingly becoming the clearest path to opt out of this insanity. The promise of Bitcoin is a more stable monetary system. There are no promises of what its value will be on any given day. The only assurance it provides is that its supply is not subject to manipulation or systematic debasement. It is the anti-fragile competitor to the inherently fragile financial system. Like and subscribe. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.